Hey guys, what's up? Darcy here at 6 Strings 9 Lives, back for another box set video. It's definitely been kind of a box set kind of year. For me anyways, most of the reissues that I've picked up have came, via a box set. Lots of 80s stuff that I love, Skid Row, Motley Crue, Dokken, Winger, Wasp, just to name a few. So I wasn't going to pass this one up, even though I did pick up a couple of Winger reissues that I kind of wish I would have waited. Sometimes I get a little impatient and I feel like I need to get everything before it's gone type of thing, but I should have known better. I knew eventually we'd probably see a Winger set, as well as I was thinking a couple other ones that I'd like to see. And please leave in the comments some box sets that you'd like to see too. Twisted Sister, I would love to see, some sort of box set. I don't know if they can include Under the Blade. I know that was on Secret Records. I believe that's the label. So hopefully they could put that together. I'd love to see a Twisted Sister box set. And the other day I kind of got on a bit of a Loudness kick. I don't have a lot of Loudness in my collection, but there's that kind of that Atlantic years of Loudness that I'd love to pick up. So maybe we'll see. Maybe that'll be a box set too. But today I'm going to take a look at the brand new set, Winger, titled Winger Chapter 1, Atlantic Years 1988 to 1993. Again, BMG is involved. I'll show you all of this. I'm going to slip, actually I'll just show you what we got in there. We have the first 3 studio albums, and then we have a 4th album of demo. It's called Demo Anthology. It's been out on CD before. First time on vinyl. I never owned it. First time even hearing it. I'll give you my thoughts on that. Actually, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the whole set. We're going to do some comparisons to some reissues I have on vinyl from Friday Music, they're called. It goes way back with me. I had Winger, the first 2 Winger on cassette, so I actually didn't compare those. And then I kind of lost track of them and picked up Pull, many years later, and learned to love that album. But also after the comparisons at the end, as what I usually do with these is do a little mini ranking, and it's kind of very mini. There's only 3 albums to go over, but always fun to do that. What else can we cover off? The sound is great, but I guess we'll do that as we go. So here again is the full cover. Here is the spine, and I'll hold this up like this. So that is Atlantic, BMG licensed it out from Atlantic Records, Chapter 1. So assuming there is, a Chapter 2, but it wouldn't be from Atlantic. That would be, I think, all on Frontiers Records. I think the past now 4 Winger albums, including 7 that I'm spinning in the background, is on Frontiers Records. But yeah, these fit in here nicely. I took out the booklet. There's a 16-page booklet that I'm going to show you too. It slips in here just perfect. Nothing is stuffed in here, and I'll slip these out. So what I'll do with the comparisons, I did a side-by-side with here's my Friday Music reissues, and I'm going to show you the cover comparisons on these. Sound quality, I'll say right off the bat, is quite a bit better on this brand new set. And let's hold up the hype sticker and we'll read this to you too. So definitely a set that I was looking forward to, and like I said, I should have known better. It was coming out. So this reads Winger Chapter 1, Atlantic Years 1988 to 1993, first ever LP collection of Winger's Atlantic record years. Newly remastered by Ted Jensen. So that's a name, definitely a name that if heavy metal, hard rock, you will hear that name. Remaster overseen by Kip Winger himself, all on 180-gram vinyl, which whatever, not a big deal. Doesn't matter what gram they are to me. Includes the platinum selling albums Winger, self-titled, from 1988, and then we got Winger 2 in the Heart of the Young from 1990, and then it says plus 1993's fan favorite. So obviously that one didn't go platinum, but it sure should have. Just came out at the wrong time. Plus a bonus 4th LP featuring for the first time on vinyl the original demo versions of Winger's biggest hits. So, and that booklet contains 16 pages, like I said, with rare photos and images from Winger's personal archive. So it's a very cool booklet too. Let me show you this booklet before we get rolling into the rest of this. Super glossy, great shot on the back. And it's filled with stories and photos. There's one really cool thing in here. They actually, there's lyrics all written out on paper, just by hand. And where is that? One second here. Maybe I skipped over it already. I must have. Yeah, right here. Now there's the original. The band's name was supposed to be Sahara originally, even in the same type of font as they changed after they changed the band to Winger. And then, you know, on the cover of the debut album at the bottom, which I can show you right now, says Sahara right in there. You can just hardly see it on this one, but yeah, so very cool booklet. Stuff from Kip Winger's personal archives, the magazine covers. Just a nice little touch. And then at the back, it shows all 4 albums, track listings, producers, things like that, credits. So definitely impressed with that. I like when they throw in a booklet. So this set is also available on CD, but I don't think it includes that booklet, which is too bad. But yeah, everything fits in here just perfect, like these other sets they've been doing. I don't mind these slip cases or whatever you call them. They just slip in the side. The spine sits there nicely on your shelf. Looks great. So first one in this set is 1980. What did we say? 1980. What did we say? Sorry about that. 1988's debut, which I've loved for years. Starts off with Madeleine, one of my favorite Winger songs. I love that kind of acoustic, electric acoustic intro right into that just ripping solo by Reb. Pretty awesome. But so here's what the cover looks like on the reissue. It's actually sharp, nice. I don't own an original on vinyl to compare it to, but we'll compare it to that reissue that I do have. We'll flip that over to the back, and there's the back cover of that. Now, I guess we can do the comparison right now. Now this one is the Friday Music reissue. It is bare bones. This one came on green vinyl, and then they kind of do a bit of a replica of the, you know, Atlantic or the Atco days. But the cover wise, the reissue, or the newest reissue, is a little bit darker. So on the top here is the Friday's Music, and this is the newer one. This is a bit more, like, it's not as whitish in here. It's a little more black. So if you have an original, let me know which one this is closest to. Back cover, pretty much identical. Now, sound-wise, these, like I said, I read remastered by Ted Jensen. Phenomenal. They sound great. Let me just set this other one aside. So 180 gram vinyl. They didn't do anything fancy with the center rings, just kind of plain Jane, which is fine with me. There it is. Same on both sides. They did come in the paper sleeve, so I've switched them over to anti-static. I mean, pretty much what you got to do, but oh well. But here is the inner sleeve, which I'm not sure if this is an exact replica of the original. Let me know in the comments again, because that Friday Music, or any of the Friday Music reissues that I picked up, had nothing in it. Zero, not a lyric. They came in a plain paper sleeve, and I had to kind of switch those over. Other than there was nothing. There wasn't even an inner. So this is credits, lyrics on both sides for Winger self-titled from '88. And then next up we have 1990s In the Heart of the Young, so which is kind of besides this 2 and this engine or whatever this is pretty much the cover of the box set. Pretty cool. But this is, I would have to give, I'll show you actually. This cover looks phenomenal. It's sharp. There's no fuzziness. It's not grainy in any way. Here's the back cover for that too. And I'll show you the reissue because it's pretty much got this reissue beat. Here is the Friday Music reissue. Kind of dull. And yeah, as far as coloring and stuff, super dull on this one. A little bit on the grainy side, very dark. So I'm definitely going to give the, the cover art for sure to this newest box set. Sound-wise, what I found with the sound comparing these to at least these Friday Music ones is the Friday Music ones don't sound terrible, but in between tracks, especially on Pull, which is a gray vinyl on the Friday Music's reissue, there is a lot of noise in between tracks, which, isn't terrible, but there's, even in the quieter parts, you can hear that kind of that hum, that surface noise hum. Whereas these ones in this brand new box set, there is zero noise. And the bottom end is superb. All the instruments, loud, present. The guitar work is awesome. And you know how a lot of these 80s, I don't want to say hair metal bands because that's probably not the greatest term, but man, their solo work is so awesome. It's, it's definitely different. It fits in their music very well. And that's one thing I've said before. These guys are top-notch musicians. They know what they're doing. And but let's show you what the vinyl looks like on that one. That Friday Music one was a blue vinyl. And probably out of those 3 that I have, that one sounded the best, but nothing compared to these new ones. These are pretty darn awesome. Here is In the Heart of the Young, Winger 2. There's the center ring, same on both sides. And I'll ask you again, if you do have an original of this, is this look familiar? This is the inner sleeve that came with it. It's not that, it's more of a harder stock cardboard or paper versus, the old where it's kind of just paper. But lyrics and credits on both sides. Solid album there too. We will leave this one in the pile for that little mini ranking. And then finally in the set, we have Pull, which is an album that I was late to the party with over the years. Kind of lost track of Winger, after In the Heart of the Young, but learned to love this album later. It should not be overlooked. Definitely check this one out. And like I said, this, if you are a CD collector too, this set does come out on CD too at a good value. I didn't think this was over, crazily priced for, for vinyl, a nice booklet, a nice box. So here's the back cover on that. Now I will do the cover comparison with my Friday's Music reissue. I kind of, looking back, I just kind of wish I would have waited on buying these, but here's the Friday's Music one. This one was reissued just this year, I think, at the beginning of the year sometime. And here's the new one. And the red is definitely prominent. It is, besides the black outline on the actual Winger logo, there's not much going for this cover versus this one. The red's nicer. It's not pixelated or faded or, in any way. Back cover, the only difference is on the newest box set, they did not include the photo of the band here in the top corner, which was in the CD that I remember. But yeah, other than that, it's the same, but the red on the new one is much better. And that Friday Music that I was telling you about, that was on a kind of a gray vinyl, and there is a lot of surface noise in between tracks. But this new one is zero surface noise. Just sounds awesome. Just like I said, every instrument is loud and clear. The bottom end And I don't mean the bass and the drums is just turned up or anything. It's just each level of instrument and versus the vocals, everything is audible, and just hear it really nice. Here is the vinyl on that one, and again, nothing fancy on the then the center rings. Just nice black, straight up, same on both sides. Actually all four of these albums, there's no warps, there's no scratches, didn't even have a seam split, not even a bumped corner, so I'm pretty happy with that. And this, again, I wouldn't have any idea if this was the real official inner, if you have an original copy of Pull, which 1993, I would imagine that would be a tough one to get. So, but if you do own a copy, let me know. Does this look familiar? But lyrics and credits, so nothing fancy, but at least you can read these without getting your magnifying glass out. There's my favorite, one of my favorite tracks, or my favorite track right there, Junkyard Dog. But yeah, pretty cool. I will set that aside. And then finally, so I've never heard this, and I thought this is pretty cool to include. I know a few people said they would have been happier with the live album, which I don't think I've heard that either. But either or, I thought this was pretty neat to include this demo anthology. It is a 10-track affair of all songs that you would know if you know the band. There is 4 songs off of Winger, the debut. There's 3 songs off of In the Heart of the Young, and 3 tracks off Pull. And they even made an inner to go with this, just kind of a generic thing, which they've done for other sets too. They really went all out on this side. So yeah, so black on this side, and then on this side is just a kind of a live shot with the Winger logo. So hey, they didn't have to do anything, and they did this, so I'm fine with that. And here is the vinyl with the center ring, demo anthology. Like I said, 10 tracks. When I first put this on, I will be honest with you, it starts off with Madeleine, and I thought I had it on 45. I really did. I looked down, nope, it's on 33, but just feels like a super slowed down version of Madeleine. It starts off not as fast and fast paced as the one off of the studio album, and that's kind of the case on a lot of these songs. They're slowed down compared to what you've heard on the studio album. Like I said, especially Madeleine, Hungry, even 17. It just feels like the vocals are normal, but the music is slowed down. So yeah, pretty cool to hear the demo versions of stuff that I love on here. Like actually Down Incognito, that's pretty awesome. Headed for a Heartbreak. What else do we have? Can't Get Enough. Easy Come, Easy Go. So yeah, definitely something that I was happy to see included in this set. And yeah, so that, my thoughts on it, worth the money. Sound quality is good. It definitely, these 4 albums actually, beat the hell out of those Friday Music reissues. I probably will sell those. I don't know. I'm just happy with this set. But if you picked it up, let me know what you think. Like I said, I always love a good box set, especially stuff that goes back to, when I first got into music in 1982, 1983, and all the 80s stuff. But some great albums. Now let's do that little mini ranking. I usually will do these where I hold up my favorite first. Let's go to first to worst, but really there is no worst. These are 3 dynamite albums, underrated band, top-notch musicians, which I've already said, and just I think a band that should get a little more credit than they've gotten. And if you're in any doubt about where these guys are at, and if you've not checked out the brand new album from 2023 called 7, it is top-notch. Again, I probably said top-notch too many times today, but it's a great album. It's probably doesn't even have 1 week track, to be honest with you. All right, let's wrap up with this ranking. I think, is there anything else I had to cover off? Nope. So let's go with the ranking. Coming in at number 1, and if you've known, you know, my channel, or if you've watched my past 3 or 4 videos, you probably know this one's coming. But Pull, the one I was late to the party for, but this is well worth your time, and just came out at the wrong time, 1993. Then Winger goes away for many years, reforms, glad they're back. But Pull, what an album this is. It is a little bit heavier, produced by Mike Shipley, I believe, who's he been involved? Def Leppard, things like that. You can hear a little bit of that. I'm not comparing them to Def Leppard, but you can hear some in the harmonies and things like that. But lead off track, Blind Revolution Mad, awesome track. Down Incognito. My favorite track again is Junkyard Dog, Tears on Stone. In for the Kill, that's probably one of the heavier tracks. No Man's Land. Last track, Who's the One? So there's my favorite of those. Coming in at number 2 is the debut. And yeah, I was hooked when I first heard Madeleine. I love that track. Love the guitar work. So great band. Kip Winger, Reb Beach, Rob Morgenstein on drums, and Paul Taylor on keyboards and vocals. But also Hungry, 17. There's a cover of Purple Haze on here, which is not bad. Not usually super big on cover songs. And the title track. Sorry, not the title track. I meant to say the last track, Heading for a Heartbreak. Cool track. So number 2, Winger, self-titled. And then that leaves one more. Coming in at number 3 is In the Heart of the Young, Winger 2, 1990. A little bit mellower of an album, I'd say. But it definitely has its share of really good tracks. Come and Get It. Miles Away, that's a nice kind of ballad. Easy Come, Easy Go. The Day We'll Never See. And In the Heart of the Young, the title track, really good too. So there's number 3. So we got Pull in the lead. Debut is coming in number 2, and In the Heart of the Young, number 3. So there is my take on the brand new set from Winger. BMG, like I said, BMG has been all over these box sets. Yeah, let me know in the comments which box sets would you like to see come out. But hope you enjoyed that one. And until next time, stay heavy.